Yo, you all know what's good today. I got the rank 3 SIG 200 7-star Nova showcase, and you can probably hear in my voice, I'm excited as hell to get this video out there. If you don't know me, Nova is probably my favourite champion in the game right now, and he has been for a while. It's been almost a year since I dropped my first ever Nova video, and that was a showcase just like this, but it was with the Ascended 6-star. Now that I finally got the 7-star up at rank 3 and max SIG, we're getting this done, and there's a lot more scarier defenders in this video. We're going to be taking Deathless Thanos, Onslaught, Bullseye, all in Battlegrounds. There's some crazy fights, so if you're sleeping on Nova, make sure you watch this video, because by the end of it, I promise you, you will be convinced that he's one of the best cosmics in the game, unbiasedly. That's my unbiased opinion. Nova's so good. He's got the damage, he's got the utility, he's good on defense. There's literally not much more you could want out of a champion. I won't be explaining how to play Nova in this video. He's a pretty complicated champion. He's not that hard to play. He's just kind of complicated to learn. But I've already made a dedicated guide on how to play Nova. So if you want to learn how to play him, go check out that video. I'll put the link to it in the comments. He's really not that hard to play. He's just a bit complicated to learn. You really need to learn his abilities to be able to play Nova to his full potential. Now, this is something a lot of people don't understand about Nova, and this is something I say in pretty much every single Nova video. Most of Nova's damage doesn't come from his Fury buffs, like you would assume. Most of his damage actually comes from his SIG ability. You'll see in his SIG ability, there is a line. The further Nova dashes, the more damage his next medium attack will do. And this is very important. This is a bigger attack increase than any of his Furies give him. If you dash from one side of the screen to the other side of the screen and land a medium, you can land a 30k medium, for example. If you just parry in medium without dashing, you can only land like a 10 to 15k medium. You get such a high attack increase from his SIG ability, and this is why he needs max SIG. But you saw we nuked that Deathless Thanos in 60 seconds. Yes, nuked. Thanos' protection is designed in a way to stop him getting nuked on defense. There's really not many champions that can beat Deathless Thanos in under 60 seconds. So Nova is going about as fast as a non-ideal counter can go there. The only real champion that can beat Deathless Thanos in under 60 seconds reliably is Longshot. And Nova's doing it in 60, which is about as fast as you can go. His damage is insane, and you can see there we were fighting this rank 3 Atuma, 43-second fight. Nova is by far the best Atuma counter for Battlegrounds. Yes, even better than Negasonic Teenage Warhead. But how did we finish at 100% health? Were we just lucky? No, Nova has an incredible piece of utility, which are non-contact attacks on his mediums. So on his mediums, he's not going to take any Thorns damage from Atuma, Korg, Electro, nothing like that. And this is a really underrated piece of utility. Now we're fighting this Bullseye, and Nova is one of the best counters to Bullseye in Battlegrounds. One of the fastest if things go right. He isn't bleed immune, but he has easy access to that True Strike, and this completely shuts off Bullseye's evade, and he has more than enough damage to nuke Bullseye before he ever throws a single special attack. The fight can go wrong. If Bullseye throws a special one, you're going to take that bleed damage, but if you can prevent Bullseye from throwing any special attacks, you are easily able to nuke him before he gets to a special 3, and Nova's just one of the fastest counters for him in Battlegrounds. So you've seen Nova nuke Bullseye, Deathless Thanos, Atuma, 3 very meta scary defenders. Every top Battlegrounds player runs these defenders in their deck. So if you're not convinced that Nova is OP yet, I don't know what will, but hey, stick around because we got some more crazy fights. Shocker, your average tech defender. 30-second nuke, of course. These tech defenders don't stand a chance against Nova. He absolutely nukes any of them. The only ones that he's kind of slow against are Red Skull and Sentinel. This is because these champions have a lot of critical resistance, and most of Nova's damage comes from when he crits on his medium attacks. So against Red Skull and Sentinel, he's kind of slow, but he can still do those fights in 60 seconds thanks to his True Strike to help bypass the resistances of Sentinel and the armor of Red Skull. The only problem is in those fights, you're not really going to land any critical hits. When I posted my 6-star Nova showcase, a lot of people realized how great he was, but that still didn't get many people ranking him up. Nova still isn't a very common champion at all. There are a few people I know with a rank 36200 like me, but yeah, the wide majority of players still don't bother with Nova. But you really should. He's 100% worth your 6 stones, even generic 6 stones. I would say he's worth a Cosmic Awakening gem. I'd say he's worth a generic Awakening gem if you're a fan of him. The only problem with Nova is he has a really unique playstyle. His playstyle is really like no other champion in the game, so he's a pretty acquired taste. Maybe that's the reason a lot more people don't rank him. Maybe people aren't a fan of his playstyle, but if you are a fan of his playstyle, oh, he's so good. We're fighting this Black Panther. Black Panther is very tanky. He has one of the biggest health pools in the game for some reason. Still nuke it in under 60 seconds. Could have been even faster if we got some better crit RNG. Now keep in mind, Nova is crit reliant. He does need to land those critical hits, especially on his medium attacks. But he has a very good crit rate. Like my 6-star was critting against 7-star rank 3s all the time. So yeah, his crit chance is very high. So you don't need to worry too much about getting bad crit RNG with Nova. Now we're fighting this Photon, and I've always liked this matchup. I've always liked Nova for Photon. You just have to play this matchup slow, you know, dashing in, dashing out to slowly build up your power, and just drop a big special 2 when you go unblockable. Keep in mind, this meta in Battlegrounds is, I think it's called long distance relationship, but it's the node where when you're close to the opponent, they're going to gain a unstoppable. If you throw away from the opponent, I'm going to gain the unstoppable. But yeah, of course, this node slows us down a bit, so keep in mind, all of these fights could have been 5-10 seconds faster if this node wasn't here. Rank 3 Photon nuked. Keep in mind, this is a Photon with maxed inequity as well. The inequity mastery is lowering our attack rating, hurting our damage even more, so that's worst case scenario, and it's still a under 60 seconds fight. Now we have a rank 4 Sentinel, bro. This guy is so tanky. I was doing some friendlies with Hennessy so we could get some videos, and I fought his Sentinel a few times with a few different champions. My god, rank 4 Sentinel is tanky, bro. I was kind of struggling against this guy low key, but Nova's a great counter to him. That True Strike is going to bypass all of Sentinel's resistances, not his critical resistance though. You cannot land critical hits in this fight at all really, unless you get insanely lucky. So it's a pretty slow fight, but there's a lot of champions that would time out against Sentinel, especially a rank 4. So getting this fight down in the first place is impressive. It takes 70 seconds, but keep in mind, it is a rank 4. If it was a rank 3 Sentinel, easy 60-second fight. Nova can keep his True Strike active the entire match if you know what you're doing with the special 1 spam. And this True Strike is such a great piece of utility. I don't get how more people don't talk about it. It counters evade, it counters auto block, it turns off champions' resistances. It's a crazy piece of utility, and Nova can keep it active for the entire match if you know how to use him. This is actually where Nova's power gain is most useful. If you don't already know, when Nova dashes forward, he will gain power, and this isn't a weak power gain, it's actually pretty strong. Now let's say your opponent is evading you at the start of the match, or they're going to auto block you at the start of the match. You're not going to start the match with your True Strike, you need to get to your special 1. Well, no problem. All you need to do is dash back, dash forward a couple times to build up your power, and you can get to your special 1 that way without actually having to hit the opponent. And you can see here, Medusa is a perfect example. Once we get that True Strike up, she's completely turned off. I mean, she can't do anything if she can't auto block. She turns into a complete potato. 42-second nuke right there. Now we have this rank 3 Onslaught. He is unduped, but that doesn't really matter at all. And yeah, even though Nova is metal, so he can't shrug off the neuroshocks, he's still a pretty great onslaught counter if you know what you're doing. With Nova's playstyle, you don't actually hit your opponent as much as you would with other champions. You're mainly just dashing back and dashing forward and doing double mediums a lot. So there's actually not much chance for Onslaught to apply those neuroshocks to you in the first place. What doesn't make sense to me though is how does Onslaught apply these neuroshocks on non-contact attacks? Like, come on bro, my non-contact medium should stop the neuroshocks. That doesn't even make sense, but fair enough, I guess not. 48-second nuke right there. Again, could be even faster if the unstoppable wasn't there, if we got good crit RNG. So that's 48-second nuke with mid RNG. That's crazy, bro. Last Battlegrounds fight, we have this arcade, and I actually messed up a bit in this fight. I do get hit in the face, but we nuke him, so I figured I'll still show it. Why not? Of course, he's a great counter to arcade. The true strike doesn't actually work because arcade turns off true strike, so you can't counter arcade's auto block with Nova. You have to play him normally. But if you know how to play arcade, you can just bait his special one and play around it that way, and he's not going to auto block you. Big 27k mediums there, landing my special 2. Big special 2 there. Now keep in mind, most of Nova's damage just comes from his medium attacks. His special 2 actually isn't that important, but if you do get the unblockable and your special 2 crits, it does do some very decent damage. We're done with the Battlegrounds fights now. We're going to do a few story content fights, starting off with this Yondu first fight in Crucible. There is Foresight and Rich Get Richer here, so there's that helping us, but we don't have any boost or synergies, none of that. For anyone wondering, the best relic for Nova is the Miss Marvel relic. This has a chance to grant him a unblockable during his special attacks, and what this unblockable does is when Nova uses his special 2 whilst unblockable, you get extra burst damage. There is a way to go unblockable in Nova's own abilities, but this will make him lose his fury ramp up. So unless you know you can finish your opponent with the special 2 or with the special 2 and a combo after, it's not worth going for. Now we have the other first fight in the Crucible, Red Goblin. This fight also has 800k health, but there's no Foresight giving us the extra fury here. There's no Rich Get Richer to help us, so this is just how fast Nova can nuke 800k health without anything helping him. No boost, no synergies, of course you can't get any of them in the Crucible anyway. So, for the people wondering, there are a couple reasons why Nova is my favourite champion. You know, it's really close between him and Crossbones and Hood, Longshot. I have a lot of favourite champions, right? But I think Nova is genuinely my favourite champion. He has the most viewed video on my channel. He has one of the most unique and fun playstyles in the game to me. He's crazy good, crazy underrated. He just fits the bill on everything. And not only that, one of the biggest reasons is we know how passive the AI can be nowadays. The AI, it just seems to get more and more passive. It loves to stand there and hold block. Well, Nova doesn't care about this. Nova actually benefits from passive AI, and that's a big reason as to why I love him so much. It doesn't matter how bad the AI is, you can't mess up my Nova. He's just simply the GOAT. And now we're going to be moving on to some fully boosted gameplay with Synergies, because why not, right? You've seen his damage in Realm of Legends, in that 800k Crucible fight, in Battlegrounds. Let's have some fun. Let's synergize him up, boost him up, all that stuff. Not running suicides yet, but I will be doing that for the Labyrinth of Legends fight. We have this vision here, 800k health again. This is the vision which goes special 1, special 2, then special 3, and if he hits you with that special 3, he's gonna kill you. But of course my GOAT Nova kills him long before he ever gets to a special 3. Let me be real with you real quick though. Nova Synergies, they don't actually do that much, which isn't a problem because Synergies are dying. The game is heading more towards PvP, yada yada. But yeah, his synergies don't do too much for him apart from the Gladiator synergy. If you know how Nova works, when he gets to 5 Furies, he's going to lose his ramp up. But with the Gladiator synergy, you can keep on refreshing your Furies even when you're at 5. So that is a very nice synergy for him. It lets him be viable in longer fights like Labyrinth of Legends, maybe Abyss, maybe even Necro. Hell, if you want to see me try Necro Atuma with Nova, I am so down to try that. I think he might be able to solo that fight. So if you want to see that, comment that. I am 100% down to try it. But now we got this Realm of Legends fight. Because we're fully boosted, Captain Marvel, just so it's a bit different. And this fight actually is only like 4 seconds faster than the unboosted version. Honestly, it doesn't matter if you're running boost or not with Nova. He doesn't actually get that much benefit from the boost because he already has such a high attack increase from his Sig ability, so you're not going to see that much of a difference with the boosts, but thought I'd put them on anyway, just for fun. Last fight of the video, we have this Labyrinth of Legends Star-Lord. We're going to see how fast we can take this down with suicides, boosts, everything, the full lot. This is the fight where you're going to see the Gladiator Synergy putting in some work. We never lose our Furies, we never lose our ramp up. So the Gladiator Synergy, it is a must for long fights. You know, Nova, he's really built for Battlegrounds. His rotation, his damage is just built for Battlegrounds and like health pools at around 500k and below. For longer fights, he's going to get to 5 Furies and lose his ramp up without the synergy. But with the Gladiator Synergy, that fixes that, of course. And of course, the only long form content you can bring synergies for anyway. So that's all good. That's not a problem at all. One thing I forgot to mention is against tech champions, Nova does have a armor break on his second medium, which is a nice extra piece of utility. You know, it makes him better for Warlock. Other tech champions, you need to armor break. One last thing I need to say about Nova is how safe he is, which is another strong piece of utility. He has those non-contact mediums, so you can't parry him. If you intercept him, he's going to auto block you. He also takes 75% less damage from unblockable and guaranteed critical hits, and hits with true strike as well. He's so safe on attack. He has all these safety nets. So like I said at the beginning of the video, how can you not like this champion? He's got the damage, he's got the utility, he's a pretty decent defender. He's not the strongest defender in the game because you can take Nova with almost anyone. But if you do mess up to this guy, he's dealing a lot of damage. He's taking at least half your health with one of these medium attacks. So yeah, be wary of Nova on defense. He can cook on there as well. But that's going to be the end of the video. I really enjoyed making this one. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all of that stuff. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next video.